Calling. Oh, the calling. You're still real, okay? No, over here. This over here. Oh, it is, and there's benches. Hey, don't put your don't take that. Over here.
Alright, so as y'all were coming out of that hall, St. Mary's Hall, looking to your right, you guys saw the exit to Discovery Crawlway. So that is where those 4 students came out of when they came into this room. And this room is called Pluto's Anteroom. Pluto's meaning the Roman god of the underworld, and anteroom, which means a small room before a series of larger rooms. So the reason it was named that is because it is a smaller room, and the rest of the rooms will be going through gradually get larger. Also, the explorers, whenever they came out of that crawlway, it was very dark in here. All they had with them was a flashlight on their helmet. So when they saw these formations back here, they kind of thought it looked a little bit like what the underworld might look like. So that's how they got Plutos, which is the Roman god of the underworld. So looking around this room, you guys are going to see some formations. You guys will be seeing throughout the rest of our tour today. And we actually have those broken down into 2 categories for y'all. So those include our dripstones, which are right over here. You guys are probably more familiar with these. And our glowstones, which grow along the wall here. You guys are probably not as familiar with these. But I'll begin with our glowstone. So this is called cave ribbon. Cave ribbon will eventually become what is known as cave curtain. And cave curtain hangs off the wall a little bit like a curtain, will eventually become cave drapery. So if you guys look back here, we do have an example of some cave drapery. It hangs down from the wall and touches all the way down to the floor. So all these formations, so glowstone is made from flowing water depositing calcite. So that's how these are formed. Now, moving to our dripstones, you guys are probably more familiar with these. This first one right here is called a stalagmite. And an easy way that we remember those is that they one day might reach the ceiling. Right here along the ceiling, we have our stalactites. And an easy way to remember those is that they hold tightly to the ceiling. And then if you look kind of in between them, we have a column. So a column is a stalagmite that has made it to the ceiling, a stalactite that has made it to the floor, or stalagmite, stalactite that have met in the middle, so it formed this column. Now if you guys look up here at this small patch of stalactites, these are called soda straw stalactites. These are actually formed from water dripping through, depositing calcite along the rims and rings, making it grow longer and longer over time. So these are what we call our dripstones. These are formed from dripping water depositing calcite. So all these formations, both dripstones and glowstones, are formed through the same exact process. And that process is from rainwater seeping through the soil, picking up carbon dioxide from decaying plants and animals, and forming a weak carbonic acid, which is kind of similar to what's in y'all's sodas that gives it that fizz. So that carbonic acid begins to make its way to the limestone, dissolving a mineral called calcite. So it picks it up along the way in to the cavern, releases that carbon dioxide, and deposits that calcite at a growth rate of about a cubic inch every 100 years, or an ice cube every century. So if you look at all of these formations back here and their size, you can get an idea for how old they actually are. If you think about they only grow an inch every 100 years. So we are in a cave. What animal do you guys associate with caves? Bats, right? Well, if you guys look up here on the ceiling, does anybody know what this is called?
No.
It's called a bat roost. So this is just basically where the bats used to cling to in the cave. So bats are believed to have lived in the cave up until about 5,000 years ago when the sinkhole collapsed. And now they're not able to get in and out as efficiently, so that is why we no longer have bats in this cavern. But they used to live right up here, and if you guys look behind you at these rocks, you'll see some black droppings. Y'all know what this is? 5,000-year-old bat guano, or bat droppings. So you'll see some more of that at the end of our tour today. Now before we go down, I am going to quiz you guys a little bit. So I'm going to ask, what is this formation right here? Stalagmite. Yes. And then what is this that grow from the ceiling? Stalactites. Stalactites. What are these? Small patch. Soda straws. Yes. And lastly, what is this one? A column. Good. Do y'all remember what the flowstone is? This is actually cave ribbon. This is a little bit of a cave curtain. And then the cave drapery is right back here. Alright, so we're going to be walking down this set of switchbacks here. 72 foot, not yet, guys.
Wait.
It's going to be taking us to our deepest point on our tour today, which is 18 stories down. As we go down, please remember to use the handrails, take slow and steady steps. Also, on these corners, it's very important that you guys step outside and take wide turns. It's actually better on your knees. This is a pretty steep trail, so just be very careful as you go down. Walk, do not run. But before we go down, do you guys have any questions for me? No? All right. Well, you guys can all begin lining up. Let's just go down in a single file line.
Wait. There was water dripping on it. At least I think it's not. So how does it feel in the caverns?
Pretty bad.
Why?
There's no good food.
You said that you don't have $25 like me.
Get my camera out of my face. Is that good?
Look, there's Mickey Mouse. Look, the Rockies. Rockies.
Be in single file.